WisdomWolf back. We are back, my boys. We got 8 most disturbing things discovered in basements. Bro, US people, why is there always basements in y'all's house? Why do you... Bro, I'm not even gonna ask that question, bro. Basements and attics. Like, why? Let's see what's going on here.
His first discovery happened to multiple students of Ohio State University back in September of 2013. The group of students only recently started leasing an off-campus house close to the school, and it was in this house where they would make a disturbing find in the basement. Only a month after moving in, the students would start to notice small yet strange occurrences in the house. Things like cupboards, their oven, and even their microwave being left open. The house was 3 stories, with 5 students on the first floor and 10 others on the second and third, so obviously it was difficult to keep track of everyone. But when they realized none of them were responsible, they decided to search the house, more specifically the basement. What they found was a locked door, which they had originally assumed was a utility closet that the landlord wanted to be kept locked. Though at no point in time was this confirmed, and after calling the landlord about it, they were informed this wasn't the case. The door should not have been locked for any reason. The landlord would end up sending a maintenance worker to check it out, and after breaking down the door, a room that was clearly being lived in was revealed. The room had framed photos and school textbooks scattered around. The students would change all the locks that night and leave a note for whoever was living in the room saying to call them. The man would actually end up calling the number and later be removed from the household.
It was a student. It was a student living there then. Probably one that didn't have that couldn't get a room.
It turns out the guy was a cousin to one of the house's previous residents, which is how he got a key in the first place. One of the students even recalled running into the man in the basement at one point earlier in the month and asking who he was, but only to be met with a very vague answer. Ultimately, the students would blame the leasing company of the home for the incident, as they were responsible for failing to change the locks from the year before.
True.
In June of 2020, a man named Christopher Town...
That could have gone terribly wrong though. That could have gone... Imagine... What is my... Oh my god, bro! Oh, stay! Jesus! Why is... What? Oh my god, bro! Just stay like that. And people should stop...
would make a life-threatening discovery while helping his friend move furniture in his basement. Unknown to both of them at the time was the fact that the house itself was built over a well. And so at one point, when Christopher was...
Built over a well? Why would you... Bruh.
Making his way across the room, the floorboards just underneath him would snap, which caused him to fall the 25-foot drop to the bottom. Fortunately, there was water at the bottom to break his fall.
How stagnant was that water? Imagine if it was actually filled up. Oh nah. No, get whoever the contractors were. But bruh, all you guys always get old homes, so
this meant Christopher would have to use the rocks on the wall to hold his head above the water while he waited for the local fire department to arrive.
It was actually
and
deep.
To make things worse, the water itself was at an extremely low temperature. Though, after only a few minutes, the fire department was able to successfully get Christopher out using a hauling system. And other than almost getting hypothermia, Christopher would make it out unhurt.
Who do you even want to blame in this situation, bro? I don't think they can get hold of the construction company that built the house. Who builds a house over a well? Bro, what? Man, it's probably people being lazy, bro. It's probably because you could have just easily filled that up with junk, rocks, sand.
Mike Carroll was a man who lived in a small house in Lake Grove, New York, which was the same house he had grown up in. Mike was 57 at the time, and only a few months prior had purchased the house. Though, while he was in the basement, Mike would make a disturbing discovery. He would find a full set of human bones buried under some dirt.
You should stop buying houses, bro.
But what makes this find so disturbing is the fact that the bones match the DNA of his father. When Mike was only 8 months old, his father was said to have gone missing, and throughout his childhood, he would question his mother about this. But each time he was given a different story. So, of course, this made Mike want to find out for himself what had really happened to his father.
The mother did it. The mother did it. The father probably messed up and the mother... Wow, hiding him in the basement is jarring, bro.
Is what gave him motivation to buy his childhood house in the first place. The newly found bones would obviously cause blame for the disappearance to be shifted onto his mother, though she had unfortunately passed away 20 years prior.
Oh my god,
there's no way of
bro.
confirming if she was responsible or not.
Nah, she was responsible. No way to confirm she was... Bruh, it had to have smelled. The bones had to have been smelling at some point. Like right, bro, whatever happened to Broski, he had to have smelled in the basement at some point. She would have noticed if she wasn't the one. You feel me? Okay, square. Even if she wasn't the one, whoever did it would have had to, like, bro, even if it didn't smell, that means they had to, like, strip the flesh with, like, acid of something. You feel me? And just left the bones there. That would have taken too much time. So, bruh, she did it. There's no way, there's no back and forth with that one. She did it.
And therefore, what really happened will forever be unknown.
I know what happened. Broski messed up. His wife got a little janky with a knife.
Check this out. Want a quick and easy way to make tons of pro-looking videos all by yourself?
No.
Look no further.
In January of 2016, an appliance repairman was responding to a call from house owner Charles Price. Though, while the repairman was working in the basement, he would claim to have noticed something moving in a covered container in a back corner. Curious, the repairman would lift off the cover and be met by a 200-pound alligator.
What?
But before running, the repairman would capture multiple pictures for proof to show the police. It turns out the house owner had the alligator for more than 20 years and was supposedly using it to help him with the house's mouse infestation.
Who uses an alligator for mouse infestation? Get a cat, my boy. Get a dog. An alligator for a rat infestation. Nah, you got problems.
He would illegally keep the creature in a cage in his basement and claimed to occasionally take him out into his backyard. Shortly after the repairman made the report, the alligator was confiscated by local animal control and later released into a better environment.
Oh yeah. But nah, that nigga, that dude was using it for more than a rat. Who uses an alligator for rat infestation? Just say you had it as a pet, my boy. Just say you had it. That's better than saying he was your cat for rat infestation, bruh.
This discovery was posted to Reddit by an account under the name Daily Dish. In the post, the Redditor explains how a few years ago they shared a house with some friends, and in the first few months of living in the house, they hadn't spent much time in the basement. The basement was half finished, with the other half being a sort of dirt crawl space that extended under the porch of the house. They went on to explain how one night...
Bro, I never understood basements. It's probably because of the way they build houses in Nigeria. We use like foundations and then we use brick from the foundations up. You guys use cardboard and wood. You all use cardboard and wood, which is probably why these support beams can hold your houses up. All these tiny things. It would not dare. If you want to do a basement in Nigeria, you have to actually dig, and then your foundation will start from deep inside the ground where you dug, going upwards with support beams on the walls. Okay, sorry, slight break in transmission right there. My phone overheated. So let's get back to this, bro.
They decided to explore it more thoroughly, and after grabbing a flashlight, they discovered a black canvas duffel bag in the very back of the dirt crawl space. Disturbingly, in the duffel bag were 2 black ski masks, a hunting knife, and a single black leather glove.
Oh, they just discovered a serial killer's kit, bruh.
The Redditor went on to explain how they decided to call the non-emergency police number and report the discovery, though the police weren't interested, and therefore the house owners decided to set fire to everything but the hunting knife. Whether that bag had any relation to any sort of criminal activity is still unknown to this day.
Whether the bag had any relation to criminal activity, it obviously had relation to criminal activity. What in the hell? Oh my god, bro. This is why I did not open. Can't be helped.
This next discovery comes from a guy who moved into a studio apartment in England. The guy claimed to have moved into the apartment without even viewing the place.
That was a bad move. That was a bad idea, innit? That was a bad idea, innit? What are these holes in the walls?
And on arrival, he would discover something pretty disturbing.
So here's the apartment I moved into last week.
Without viewing it.
It's pretty small, pretty nice. Rent was pretty cheap, so I moved in without even viewing the place. And then when I got here, I realized why the rent was so cheap.
The guy then goes on to give a tour of the apartment, and after a while, this sort of trapdoor on the floor can be seen.
Got a bathroom, pretty standard. And then we look down here. What's this? It's definitely a handle. So I figured, you know, a bit of underfloor storage. So let's lift this up. That looks like it goes down pretty deep.
Featured directly under this guy's apartment is some sort of dungeon-looking basement.
I was literally about to say that's a dungeon. That sort of dungeon-looking base, that's a dungeon where they commit secret cult activity, obviously.
Steps into the dungeon. Come down. We can see a corridor going off straight to the front. Interesting graffiti.
CCFC, okay. What the hell is that?
Down here, this place is strange.
That's a bed. That is a bed. Bro, they were housing people in, they were keeping people in here, bro. Didn't he check the history of the apartment? I'm pretty sure if you check the history of the apartment, a couple of people here must have been arrested for torture, abduction, kidnapping. So, you know, minor stuff like that.
There's like a brick seat or bed.
It's a bed, my
Compared
boy.
to the rest of the apartment, the area itself is pretty big, featuring many large rooms and corridors. What exactly this area was used for is unclear.
It's clear to me.
Way back in 2002, a homeowner in Jefferson County, Wisconsin found out that the foundation of her house was deteriorating. And so in November, she would apply for a loan to repair the foundation. But around 2 weeks later, while away at work, she would get a call from the workers hired to do the repair, explaining how they came across a gruesome discovery. They explained that as they started to remove the soil from the foundation wall in our basement, they had unearthed the full skeletal remains of a body.
Bro, why do you keep putting bones in the basement? Why do you keep killing people and hiding them in your basement?
The skeleton was determined to be that of a 50-year-old male. Most disturbingly, though,
I didn't know his
is the
age.
fact that after further inspection, it was determined that the house had been built right on top of an ancient burial ground that's estimated to be up to 170 years old.
Stop buying houses. Stop buying houses you do not know the history of. Do not buy houses. Who builds a house on top of burial ground? Later, you people will come on here and say, "Hey, yo, hunting. I woke up and my cupboard woke up too. Oh no, I saw a shadow crawling up the walls. This is why you be buying houses that built on burial sites. Are you dumb?"
Experts believe that in all likelihood, hundreds more skeletons are within a close proximity to the one found.
I'm moving. I'm moving. So I'm not sleeping in my house alone. I'm sleeping with 100 skeletons. Nah, I'm moving. I'm done.
This discovery would ultimately put a stop to the house's renovation altogether. In January of 2010,
Why are all these things happening in January? In January of 2010, in January of 2019, in January of 2009. Bro, what happened in January, bro?
Lee and Linda DeForest would move into their new home in Goshen, Indiana. Though, only a week after moving in, the couple would discover a live torpedo in their basement, something they obviously weren't aware of beforehand. Both of them noted how old the thing looked, but still obviously active. There had been no drill holes to indicate it had been disarmed. The couple would end up calling the police, who would send out a bomb squad to extract the torpedo from the property.
So they examined the torpedo themselves to know if it was active or not before calling the police. Your life was spoiled. If that thing blew up now, everybody would say, devil.
Basement. And luckily, they were able to remove it without incident. But considering the squad did confirm the explosive was still active upon arrival, the whole situation just makes you think how much worse things could have really gone.
Bro, I never got the whole basement thing, bro. I never got the whole basement thing. I never got the whole Arctic thing. Because why did you build a house, put a roof, and then make the roof a room? You could just put that extra room in the house, like, bruh. But look, it is what it is, I guess. I don't even know, bruh. That's you people's problem in America. Y'all got weird shit going on. Weird shit. Y'all always got some weird shit going on. But look, y'all should tell me which one you found the weirdest. The weirdest one must have been the 100 bones one. Yep, the 100 bones one. Or the serial killer equipment found in the basement. Deuces.